how did you like first come about with Inspirational Fitness Official, and when did you actually like talk me through your planning process for how you got to where you're at now?
So this started, like how you said, like about 6 months to a year ago. When I got out here. So before I got out here, I had a buddy of mine that I was working out with, weightlifting and stuff like that. He was helping me get mass on, get stronger. But whenever I moved out here, I lost contact with him. I lost, being able to work out with him. So coming out here to the gym and stuff like that, back to Phoenix, I had a lot of friends that had moved up here from Yuma, and they were, wanting to have my guidance because they saw, the transition as the years went by, and they're like, hey, can you train me? Can you train me?
Right.
And that kind of like put a thought in the back of my head. I was like, hey, like, I could do this. I mean, if I did it, a skinny guy who weighed like 110 in high school, like if I could get up to nearly 200 pounds now and get into the scene of like hitting the gym, I can definitely teach somebody else to do it as well. So that's what kind of pushed me to do it. And the reason why I picked Inspirational Fitness is because that's what I want to do. I want to inspire people with fitness. I want people to not be intimidated by it. Because I feel, and I'm pretty sure you can attest to this, I feel like there's like a stigma like in the fitness industry where, hey, if you're not competing, you're nothing, or if you're not up there, people don't really care. Like,
I've definitely heard that like here and there. And I think it's a little bit more like evident when it comes to like followers, it's like,
definitely.
And it's kind of like something I talked about before. It's like when you have a certain amount of, let's say you don't have that many followers, people look at you like, oh, well, this guy obviously doesn't have that much to talk about. Right. Well, this guy's got 38 million followers, so he obviously knows what he's talking about. So I definitely see that whole stigma.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing right there. Like, I don't see why people do that. I mean, it's not really about the followers. It's about making that change in your life. Because at the end of the day, like, you're gonna win regardless because you're gonna have a healthier lifestyle. You're gonna live longer. You're gonna feel better, and that's what I want to do ultimately. Is just encourage people, to not be intimidated by the quote unquote meatheads in the gym or the naysayers that are like, kind of, pushing you down and not allowing you to, feel good about even being in the gym, so that's essentially what I want to do. I want to inspire people with fitness, show them my story, show them that anybody can do it really. I mean, some small, Mexican kid from Yuma can do it, anybody else can too.
So in one of my podcasts, I actually was explaining like what I actually went through when I was thinking about what brand I wanted or like what I wanted to be about. And I explained to them that I would come home for months at a time, like months upon months. And I would go, get something to eat along the way or something. But then I would go into my room, I would get a notepad, and I had that notepad glued to me. And all I did was for hours upon hours, I would write down ideas, write down names for a business or a company or a brand. And then I would write like little segments about like, okay, what do I want it to be about? How am I going to go about, creating this brand? What are the steps to creating this brand? What are people going to think about this? How do I market it? And I would do that every day for months until I found Veteran Influencers. And it literally said everything in the name that I wanted my brand to be associated with. Veteran, because I'm a veteran. And not only because I'm a veteran, but because I'm trying to appeal to the veteran community. I want to benefit the veteran community somehow. So I was like, okay, veteran, let's keep that in there. Then I was like, what's the other thing? How else can I do it? And I was like, I saw like someone had a video influencer or something like that. This guy named Sean Cannell. He's got this channel called Video Influencer. So I'm like, influencer, veteran influencer. I was like, okay, it's got a little ring to it.
Yeah,
let me Google it real quick to see if anybody's got the actual name on there. Huh?
Yes, I gotta Google it, make sure nobody got it already.
Yeah, you gotta push you gotta type it in, see if anybody's got that already. And nobody did. I was able to get the website. I was able to get all the social media veteran influencers. And we'll go over that part in a second. And I don't want to go too far on my story. But as far as like how does that kind of relate to you about what was your process for like finding out whether you actually wanted to be an entrepreneur, and then when you did, how you went about the process of creating your name and getting started?
Okay, yeah. So at first, the name thing is always the hardest, because you're going through something, you're like, oh, that sounds so badass, and then you Google it, like somebody already has it, and you're just like, But peeling back the onion a little bit before that, I initially, like I had friends coming up to me and they're like, hey, can you help me out with, I'm trying to put on muscle or I'm trying to lose weight. And then I had other friends when I moved from North Carolina over here. They're like, hey man, can you help me out? Like I see you're making great progress. Like wow, like you've changed. So I'm like, wow, like maybe I should do this like on a broader, like for a broader audience, and like not just limited to like local. Because eventually I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna leave next year actually, and then go all over the world. And I thought to myself like, hey, I could take this with me. I could make it into a brand. That way
Right.
people recognize like what it's done for others. Not necessarily me. The transformation that others have had. And that's why I wanted to brand it. I wanted to make something out of it so that I can take it everywhere. And then as for the name, yeah, it was hard. Some of the other names that fitness wise, there's so many names, so many gyms out there. It's
Tell
ridiculous.
me
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I was like amazing fitness, or how about like transformational fitness? And I was like all gone already.
I'm telling you, I promise you, I went through all those names. I was like, okay. And then I tried to think of a name that related to the military. Because when I want to actually open my gym, I was like, let me create my gym name or, something that has to do with a gym. I went through everything that had to do. I was like, maybe I can make this. Nope, taken. I was like, what's not taken?
It's bad. It's bad. And then like it sucks because like you're a little demoralized. You're like, damn man, like what the hell am I gonna do? But I mean, hey, luckily, the light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, damn, you know what? I'm trying to inspire others, and I'm doing it with fitness. I'm trying to, just put it
Right.
together, inspirational fitness. And luckily, with the official on there, I mean, nobody had it, so just added that on there to make it, official.